Welcome class, this is your English class and I am your English teacher Sir John. Today we are going to begin another new poem from your textbook Flamingo, and this poem is My Mother at 66, which means my mother is at the age of 66, and the poetess is Kamala Das. Kamala Das is telling about her mother who is at the age of 66. So let us learn something about Kamala Das. We shall talk about in this video about the poet and the theme of the poem and the construction of the poem, in which style and which type of poem it is. So we shall talk about the poetess first. Kamala Das is born of Malabar, Kerala. She is very famous and #1 ranking poetess in India. She writes her poems, novels and short stories very sensitively. If you read this about poet, the section given here, you shall know about Kamala Das. Kamala Das, when she writes in Malayalam, she writes her name Madhavi Kutti. She has many short stories, novels and poems also. 5 books of poetry she has written. She is a sensitive writer. And in this poem especially, what she shows us is the complex subtleties of human relationship. She is showing us complexity of human relationship. Kamala Das is showing what is the relationship between her mother and herself. What is happening here between Kamala Das and mother who is at the age of 66. This is all about the poem. That's why the title is My Mother at 66. So we talk about theme of the poem. In your book, before you read, the theme is given as aging is a natural process. She writes this poem to show how a natural process of aging takes place in we humans and the complexity of relationship between elderly parents and us. So this is the main theme, aging in human body. Now, when we talk about the construction of the poem, if you see this poem from the very beginning, which starts as driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, doors open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain that she was as old as she looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young sprinting trees, merry children spilling out of their homes. But after the airport security check, standing a few yards away, I looked again at her, wan, pale as a late winter's moon, and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, "See you soon, Amma," and I did was smile and smile and smile. This is the whole poem, but the construction of the poem is, if you notice, there is no single full stop given in the whole poem. From the very beginning, if you notice, only commas are given. Comma, comma, comma. And in the rest of the poem, you will see comma, comma, and again comma, 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 and at the end of the line, what do we see? Ellipsis. This is called ellipsis, 3 dots. And what does it mean? It means the line goes unending. Smile and smile and smile and smile and smile and smile. This means it goes on. That is called ellipsis. So there is no full stop at all, and probably when we put here ellipsis, the end dot is the full stop probably. This is the full stop. So this poem we can assume as a single sentenced poem. There is no multiple sentences. There is no rhyming. We have read this poem. So this poem is single sentenced poem. And what she is trying to express before us in a single sentence, such a long single sentence. अब हम लोग ने देखा है कि ये एक पूरा सिंगल सेंटेंस का पोएम है. अब एक इतने लंबे सिंगल सेंटेंस में कोई कैसे बात कर सकता है? जब तक कोई व्यक्ति अपने मन में कुछ बातों को सोच रहा है और बिना फुल स्टॉप लगाए इन बातों को अनएंडिंगली, लास्ट में डॉट 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 एलिप्सिस है, तो ये केवल सोच से ही सिंगल सेंटेंस बन सकता है. लिख करके भी बन सकता है लेकिन बोलकर कभी नहीं हो सकता है. सो दैट दिस पोएम इज ओनली इन रिटन फॉर्म a single sentence. This cannot be spoken in a breath. अब हम लोग देखते हैं next construction is about style and type. We have seen so far this is single sentenced poem. Do you see any rhyming in this poem when we call it a poem? Poem has a quality, special quality of rhyming in each lines, maybe in words, ending words, in ending sentences, but there is no rhyming we see. So this poem is definitely not a poem because there is no rhyming. What is rhyming? Let's understand it. अगर आप लोग rhyming कहेंगे कोई poem को, तो कुछ poems ऐसे होते हैं, for example, miss you in the morning, miss you late at night, just to think of you is my joy and delight. तो यहाँ देखिएगा rhyming होता है night and delight. इस तरह कुछ poems और हम देख लेते हैं जो rhyming होते हैं. From the time that we were little, I know you would always be not just a loving sister but a caring friend to me. कि be and me ये rhyming करते हैं, लेकिन इस poem में ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. और ऐसे लिखे जाने वाले poem which has no rhyming, no musical pattern, these type of poems are called as a free verse. Verse means sentences, but this has got no rhyming, no pattern, so it is free sentence. So we can call it free verse. So this is the style of the poem. Now we come to the types. Among the types of poem, which type of poem it is? It is a confessional poem, we can say. Confessional means confession when we commit any crime, any guilt, any sin, and we express to anyone secretly. It is called confessional poem. We share something to somebody secretly, personally. So here Kamala Das is sharing this feeling of mother's aging process and going away from mother, and the pain she is feeling, she is expressing to you, expressing to us secretly by her writings. So this can be called as confessional poem, confessional poetry, which is written in a single sentence, which is in a free verse pattern. So I hope you have understood the poem's theme, construction, its style, and its type, what type of poetry it is. So this is the introduction of the poem. Thank you very much.